Hello, and welcome to the 60 Days to Hired Network. My name is Jason, and tonight we're going to talk about why anyone should hire you. Not just you, the worker, but you, the person. As we're getting ready for some folks to join, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Number one, you can find this recording here in the school community, or you can also find it on YouTube. And if you're hearing me say those words, congratulations, you found us. If you have questions and there's some other items you want to talk about, feel free to drop me an email, jason@jasonsmallhere.com. And you can also find some of my content. I write about these things in a newsletter on Substack and also on medium.com under The Marketing Professor. If you want to get a little more granular too, I've got a book coming out called 60 Days to Hire, where I teach you how to use modern marketing techniques, next-gen tools, and AI on how to help you go from being just an applicant to the only candidate that a company wants to hire. Book is coming out soon, and you can get it anywhere books are sold. You can also find it on barnesandnoble.com, Amazon, Apple, and Google Books. All right, time for the shameless plug to stop, and let's dive right into why anyone should hire you. Now, here's the common mistake. You're going to be asked that question at some point, and you're going to feel compelled to say, oh, well, I'm a hard worker, and I always show up on time, and I've got such and such an education. For the most part, other people can say that too. Showing up on time and being a hard worker, that's an expectation. That should be you being average, right? But I hear that all the time. Well, I'm a really committed worker. Well, that's good. I really do want that sort of thing, but a lot of people say it. What I really want you to lean into are the things that make you truly unique. A little bit of marketing jargon, we call those unique selling propositions or USPs. Now, these are the only things that you can scream from the rooftops that nobody else can. These are the things that really make you niche down and say, yes, you are the person. Now, this could be a couple of things. Number one, maybe you speak a foreign language or a couple of languages. Now, on the surface, you can say, well, other people can too. Well, depending on the role, not everybody can. So foreign language, that could very well be a skill set that other people don't have that you have. Let's talk about that. Maybe you have done something at past jobs that have helped your company to make more money, a certain amount of money. Two things. Keep track of the numbers in your business. We'll talk more about that in another session. But again, if you're helping your company to make money, that's a story you want to tell. On the flip side, if you're helping a company at some point save amounts of money, those things are very important to a hiring manager. Maybe you're in the management field and you have found ways to attract, hire, and retain top talent. That reduces recruitment costs and also improves productivity. How did you do that? What is your track record? How many people have you hired and how many of those people have you kept? And what kind of output did they give, whether it was in sales or in content creation or in building widgets? Share that story. Those are the things that help make you unique. Maybe you're a new college graduate. Hey, I didn't forget about you. So you probably don't have a ton of experience, but what kind of clubs were you a part of? And what were those clubs known for? Whether it was something athletic, let's say you were a student athlete, well, that shows that you have discipline. Those are things that not everybody has. That also shows that you have the ability to think on your feet in crisis situations, right? Those things are also important. And that you also have a value of self-driven, that's what I'm looking for, determination and professional growth. Those things are important. Maybe you led a project as part of a campus activity or a final project during your time in school that you showed your leadership skills. Not just that you got an A, but how you interacted with people and took the point of being a thoughtful leader and listening to challenges, overcoming objections, and maybe somebody wasn't doing the work. And not so much that you picked up the ball and ran with it, because that makes you the hero, sure, but maybe you delegated tasks to other people on your team. That's something that can make you unique. Or maybe you've got experience working with multiple cultures. I met a student fairly recently who hails from Romania, is in the United States, and is on an international gymnastics team. So there's discipline, there's multiple languages, there's interaction with people from multiple cultures, and there's the ability to lead people as he's a team captain. Now, there's a couple of ways you can go about, or a couple of ways, excuse me, you can go about finding your unique selling propositions. Number one, grab yourself a good cup of coffee, grab yourself a journal, and start writing down the things that make me unique, the things that make me unique, and really lean into that and keep writing until your hand just gets numb. Or you can take your resume and you can lean into AI a bit. Now, on your resume, you should have all of your current and relevant experiences up to this point, up to today. Here's what I mean by relevant. If you are working in, say, business sales, and you worked as a lifeguard and you were in college, those two really aren't relevant unless, comma, you were a manager of a certain amount of people. Okay. So start to look for the traits that correlate to the role you're applying for and make sure those things are on your resume. Yes, you can have multiple resumes for multiple roles. Now, I want you to take your resume and I want you to drop it into your favorite AI tool, whether it's Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever. But drop your resume into your favorite AI tool and ask it this question. I am looking for my unique selling propositions, the 2, 3, or 4 things that make me truly unique and stand on my own. Attached is my resume. Give me 10 different ideas of what my unique selling propositions could be. Then go ahead and hit enter. And it's going to give you some things you probably knew, especially if you've got a couple of years under your belt, but also maybe some things that you weren't familiar with. And these are the things that are going to get those gears going. What is it that makes you unique? And again, I use the student athlete as an example. A lot of the times you just think, okay, I was good at working out and playing sports ball. Well, that's not necessarily the truth, like I said, because there's certain levels of commitment and entrepreneurship and thinking on your feet that a lot of student athletes have. Even if you're a part of a club sport, that might be worth exploring. So again, don't lean into the platitudes. I'm a hard worker, I'm committed to my job, and I show up on time, because everybody says that. A heart surgeon can say that, and the barista at my favorite coffee shop can say that. And don't talk about the things that are expected as part of the role. I always achieve to do my best. Okay. Those are the things that everybody says. Most people don't go to work saying, I'm going to strive to do my absolute worst today. But think about the things that truly make you unique and use AI as your writing buddy to help you come up with ways to make you stand out from the crowd. This way, when your resume shows up on somebody's desk, we've already inserted those unique selling propositions as keywords, and somebody goes, oh my gosh, I absolutely have to hire you. We'll go into more detail on that in another live session. Next week, we're going to talk more about you. What is it that the company is actually buying? If you know somebody who is looking for a new role, maybe they have just absolutely met their wits' end, go ahead and invite them to join the 60 Days to Hire Network. It is free. Go ahead to share this video as well. If you're finding this on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. We've got more notes that we share every week. And look for my upcoming newsletters and articles about this very thing on Substack under The Marketing Professor and Medium.com under Jason Small here. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'll see you next time. You've got this. Talk to you soon.